Happy Easter to those of you out there who celebrate. I hope you're having a wonderful day with your family, regardless of whether you're celebrating or not. I just hope you're having a great day. The million-dollar question, the billion-dollar question is, when does the U.S. touring market begin to return to some degree of normalcy? This is a question that a lot of people are wondering, and I'm sure this is a question that people at major giant corporations like Live Nation are pondering, as they've essentially been out of business since early March. So there are a bunch of different takes on this, including my own. The reality is that none of us know the real answer, because this pandemic is still peaking, and we're riding that curve right now. We're flattening the curve by most people throughout the United States really buying into this social distancing concept. So there's an interesting new report out from a health expert today that is featured in the New York Times, and that report talks about estimations for how you can reopen the economy. There's a lot of good concepts there that I think generally is going to be how you see this happen. You're going to see the economy open in stages. They're not just going to come out on May 1st and go, everybody going outside, but based on counties, based on the ability of people to social distance within their businesses and their places of work, things like that, you're going to see some degree of normalcy return. But that doesn't mean that people are going to be filling up stadiums May 1st. So this is from Mr. Zeke Emanuel, a top health expert. He is vice provost for global initiatives and director of the Healthcare Transformation Institute, the University of Pennsylvania. So he says, yes, restarting the economy has to be done in stages, and it does have to start with more physical distancing at a work site that allows people who are lower risk to come back, certain kinds of construction or manufacturing or offices in which you can maintain 6-foot distances and are more reasonable to start sooner. Larger gatherings, conferences, concerts, sporting events. When people say they're going to reschedule this conference or graduation event for October 2020, I have no idea how they think that's plausible possibility. I think those gatherings will be the last to return. Realistically, we're talking fall 2021 at the earliest. Restaurants where you can space tables out maybe sooner. In Hong Kong, Singapore, and other places, we're seeing resurgences when they open up and allow more activity. It's going to be this roller coaster up and down. The question is, when it goes up, can we do better testing and contact tracing so that we can focus on particular people and isolate them and not have to reimpose shelter in place for everyone as we did before? My God, the Warped Tour really saw the future and got out of the game while the getting out was good. Man, shout out to Kevin Lyman. He's looking like a real prophet at this point. So President Trump held a call this month with different sports commissioners, Roger Goodell from the NFL, MLB, NBA, Dana White at the UFC, Vince McMahon at the WWE, and he said that he desired to have the stadiums opening up in August prior to the NFL season. Surely next month you're going to certain parts of the country reopen for certain job positions, but they're not just going to open the floodgates and everybody's going to be going to rock shows May 1st in giant stadiums. So the factors that really make this end up sooner, possibly, are, he's talking about fall of 2021, but if we're able to develop a vaccine and have a vaccine floating around in March or April, approximately a year from now, which will be record time for a vaccine, but there are many people saying they believe that we'll be able to do that. Therapeutics as well, if we are somehow able to locate and test therapeutics that are very effective in treating the symptoms and drastically reducing hospitalizations and deaths, we could be in a much better situation as well. But we cannot forget that social distancing is absolutely vital for as long as top health experts recommend. So I don't own a stadium. I'm not a voting member of the board of Live Nation. If they're saying we're not going to go to shows, we're not going to go to shows. But if you've got the CDC coming out and you've got your governor coming out and saying, hey guys, it's safe to go to shows, I'm going to go to shows. You're going to see bands putting on shows in those markets. But there's a lot of devastation happening out there with bands and venues and tour staff and things like that is going to cause devastation for many of your favorite bands. You're going to see breakups over this. You're going to see even labels that are going to not make it out of this. And it's a very difficult and very sobering situation. I sure hope that this doesn't roll out until February of 2021. because any and all venues that you know and love will effectively be out of business or filing for bankruptcy at that time. And if you need an example, you can look at a similar venue with the AMC Movie Theater Corporation that has hundreds and hundreds of major buildings across the United States that is essentially an entertainment venue that is reportedly filing for bankruptcy or exploring the possibility just a few weeks after the shutdown. Anyways, thanks so much for joining us today at Rockfeed. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss out on breaking news and updates. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you all very soon.